Yo, what is good everyone? It's AK Trades here, back with another trade recap of the day. I'll be going over 6th July Monday. I took 7 trades in total. Ended up positive on the P&L, but let's get into it. Okay. Going into the day, we are bullish. Okay, let me remove this. Going into the day, you see this huge V shape, so I expect this V shape to get followed through. We rejected this 4-hour gap, so I'm expecting us to keep that intact. So we're in bullish order flow. You know, when we're in bullish order flow, assume bullish until proven otherwise. Where can we manipulate lower before delivering our draw? You could manipulate to this 1-hour gap, so I want this 1-hour gap to hold. I also see this big ass 15-minute gap. I want this 15-minute gap to hold if you want a long, and I want this bearish 15-minute gap to break if we want a short. Also, of this range, this is a 0.7 tap in. So if we get above this high, I'm assuming we're longing to there. It's pretty fucking simple. Conditions, catalysts. Expecting AMD. A little sloppy, but that's okay. We had generated liquidity at Asia highs, so generated liquidity at Asia highs. That was my draw on liquidity. First, because this is last resort shorts of this range. If we make it above this high, I'm assuming we long to there. Because that's the case, and this is a trend line, stop loss always a trend line is always worth it. I took a shot at this, got smoked. This was last resort shorts failed, so longs. I ended up literally just switching my position, entering here, and I ended up closing like here or something. It was a 0.5 risk to reward. I ended up making like $400. Because we started this, I expected us to run until here, but I got trailed out. Then I see we generated liquidity. Where can we manipulate? We've already manipulated. This London lows, I wasn't sure. Do I want to take them? Do I not want to take them? What I see now is London lows are 50-minute for Velgap tapping. So that's London lows. That's protected, and this is protected as well. So if we make it below there, is literally last resort longs. Like if we don't get a bullish reaction immediately and sweep, then we're shorting. So we got this. We swept these highs by tick and reversed. I took this long as a bad long because we generated liquidity and because these bullish legs happened. I assumed that maybe we continue higher, but we didn't, and it didn't even tap any gap. Where can we manipulate before delivering a draw? We can probably manipulate to OTE, which lines up with the gap. We can manipulate to OTE. I don't want OTE manipulation, but we definitely can manipulate to OTE, which lines up to a gap. That's exactly what we did. So I showed you 3 trades which I ended up taking. This was the loss. This is a bad trade. I need to show patience. And by the time this candle happened, it's 9:45. We are rejecting high resistance liquidity. We literally made it back at the top of this entire bearish displacement, and we failed, and we got this 15-minute IFG right here. We got the 15-minute IFG. So I'm assuming 100% we're longing, no doubt. So, and if we make it this high is 0.7 of this range. See this range? A 0.7 tap in, and we literally broke down. So if we make it above this high, I'm assuming that buyers are in control and we make it to the range high. That's pretty much what I'm doing. So as soon as we got this, I'm assuming we're gonna long, and my draws on ES. So I took this on ES, but I went break even because I was in with heavy size. I knew we would manipulate lower. So I went break even, and then this gap needs to hold, and this is a 0.7 tap in of this range right here, and of this range it's also an OTE tap in. So um, I'm assuming that this gap needs to hold if we're bullish, and if we make it above this high, this gap needs to hold. So what I did, I entered over here, stops here, and I just needed like one more, a little bit more to pass the account, but unfortunately things didn't go my way today, and I got trailed out like here, and yeah, and then I re-entered because we still left it. I re-entered with stop loss here, limiting this gap, got smoked again, and I was done for the day. But the trade of the day is uh, this limiting this gap on ES as well. This is the trade of the day. This is also the trade of the day. Why? Uh, Conditions are met beautifully. Catalyst met. We made a higher high, and also catalyst failed displacement. And the actual entry is this failed displacement IFVG. That's the actual entry. So yeah, those are my trades for the day. I jumped the gun on this trade 932. I Lessons learned for me is I need to be a little bit more patient with my trade entries, patient with myself as well, and I yeah, patient with the trade entries, patient with myself, and there's always a trade a day. So let shit play out, and let me get my conditions and my catalyst sorted, and don't jump the gun, and things will work out. But yeah, that was my those are my trades for the day. Hope this helped. It's pretty much This is pretty much how I view the market, right? Just conditions and catalysts every day. So yeah, and this I'm viewing this as a failure swing. This was what I was spooked out about, but as soon as we form a CSD and make it above this high, that's when I was confident to enter again. But yeah, this also looked like generated liquidity with London lows, which was also fucking weird. But yeah, that was it. Peace.